sure to give him everything you have. When you're gone, I'll be loving you.
I miss the things you do.
When you're gone, I'll be loving you.
When I'm gone, I'll be loving you. Even though you're so
Okay, so we are here back at the MyMBuzz stage in Liverpool, and I'm very proud to welcome Craig Parker.
Thank you very much. Oh, too kind. Too kind. You guys are just paid to clap. That's it, basically, isn't it? Thank you.
Yeah, they got their
Okay.
job description there. So I have to say, we were talking about you the other night and the fact that you're on Rain, which is an awesome show.
Yes.
First of all, congratulations on getting season 4.
Thank you. We just found out last night, actually, that we all hoped that we would go again, and the story was open for it going again. But you never know until the network says it's a go. And I was with Megan Follows, who plays Catherine de Medici, yesterday in London. And we were having coffee in the morning, and she went, I just want them to tell us. Because, we still didn't have the official, but we got it last night. So season 4 should start shooting in a month, I guess. So great fun.
That's brilliant news. Congratulations.
I've got a job for a year. Yes! Drinks are on me, everyone. Just you guys, not the interweb. Not everyone in the interweb world. Go to your tap, turn it on, fill your glass, nice glass of water. It's on me. Help yourself.
There you go. And so one of the things we realised is you're basically a Kiwi in an Irish production about Mary, Queen of Scots, filming in Canada, playing a French man with a British accent. Is that right?
That is exactly my character, yes. To an Australian Scottish queen.
Queen, yes.
Yeah.
Just a little bit mind-blowing.
It's good, and we're this season. I don't think this is giving it away because we've already set this up if you watched any of it. But we are now have England playing. It used to just be in France, so now we have England, and we're also getting Scotland as well. So we've got France, England, and Scotland, and it does get very confusing. It's like, where are we? What country we're in? But I saw a clip the other day. A French friend sent me going, I'm watching you on telly. And it was, again, Megan Follows, Catherine de Medici, and I in French courts having this conversation. And it was like, oh, of course the French watch this because we speak French there. We always thought the French will hate it. They will go, how dare you be in France court and not speak French? But it's all dubbed. So we're there speaking flawless French in French court. So
Have you heard your French voice?
It's amazing.
Uh-huh.
It sounded like me, and
Oh, wow.
the woman who's doing Catherine sounds like her. So I'm watching going, yeah, it's me talking French. It's not at all. But
I'm just going to pretend that's you as well.
it was very good, very exciting. I wish I spoke French that well.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, you play the villainous Lord Narcisse, and I think it's fair to say that he's raunchy but a bit nefarious. How would you describe him?
A simple man trying to get ahead in the world. I sort of like it. That he changes every week as well. So, but he's just a guy who really believes. He's like a crazy Republican, not as crazy as Trump.
I think anyone.
Because no one is that crazy. But he's like a Republican in that he believes the best way is the old way and the traditional way, and the way that coincidentally allows him to be very powerful and rich. So he's just trying to make the young king and the young queen do what he thinks is right, and it gets him in trouble. And he's not the nastiest person in that show, but he gets the blame for everything. So
He's just misunderstood.
he's misunderstood. He's just looking for love.
Oh.
Yeah.
And he has found it many times.
He's found love a few times.
I think he's on his 5th wife now. Is that right? Something
Yeah,
like that.
but they had a habit of dying.
Well,
It wasn't his fault.
No.
No, he just chose
He
poorly.
had nothing to do with
Nothing
it.
to do with it at all. So
And so now we're in season 3. We're waiting for the second half of this season.
yes, which
come
comes
through.
back on air. In the States, it's April 25th, but I think it's a day after in the UK on Netflix.
Yeah.
Which is so good. Thank you, Netflix. Thank you.
So can you tease anything about what's going to happen in the second half of the season?
Yes, if I can remember. I'm not sure where we left off. I think Francis is now, for those of you who are up. So there is some possible romance for Mary. There's possibly a shipwreck. We don't get the pirate again. I love the pirate and the tiger. This means nothing if you have seen the show, isn't it? You're just sitting there going, what the hell is he talking about? Shut up. But we had a tiger.
There's a pirate and a tiger. What more do you need to know?
There's nothing glamorous
Watch the
about
show.
being an actor because you just generally are uncomfortable, but really cool stuff happens sometimes. And on our first episode of this season, we had a tiger. And not just like a little, where we had little cubs we got to play with, but this giant, huge tiger. And everyone's like, right, is the tiger going to be locked away and they'll just shoot it separately? No, the tiger's there. So you're sitting around going, there is a giant tiger just there. So that was pretty cool.
Inform your acting.
Well, everyone's acting like this. Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! And its head was bigger than all of us.
Oh, my
They're just going, ah. But
It would not be a good way to go.
nah.
And so do you think that Lord Narcissus is going to go for the crown this season?
I think he would make a great king. I'm really pushing for it. Unfortunately, we have this annoying thing called history, which slightly limits what we can do in the story. But we've stretched a few things, so there's a possibility.
Yeah.
And I think he'd be a very good king. Very
Well,
good king.
I think he'd be an interesting king.
Maybe he'll
Yeah.
try and become king of England.
Oh, wow.
Could do that.
Yeah, that would be a twist.
Then he changes his name to James. It's brilliant. Disguises himself as a Scot.
Yeah. So at the moment, Lola's in England. So what do you think would happen if Lola and Narcisse meet again, reunites?
I don't think we've seen the last of them together. I think Lola is his great love.
Yeah.
And he's annoyed her a little bit. She's got a bit grumpy with him, but I think he will try to make things good again. I'm just saying, I think. I don't know.
We'll
We've
have to
shot it
see.
already, but yeah, I don't think he's going to let that relationship die just yet.
Well, a lot of your roles, I have to say, seem like you play the action-packed historical figure, slightly villainous. Would you say that's the kind of, it's almost like your own niche typecasting?
You know, I don't get it. Whenever I have to do anything like swordy or fighty, it's ridiculous because I'm the most uncoordinated person in the world.
But you make it look good then.
It's because I have really good stunt people who train me and train me and train me when I have to do something. But there's a really good fight coming up in the new season too. It's pretty tough. But yeah, you get to work with on this. Chris Maguire runs the stunt crew and really talented, wonderful people who are so patient that look, blood, swords. Grr. I'm going, why am I so filthy? Get me another job.
You just spend a lot of time looking a little bit,
Always
a little
dirty.
bit bloody.
So yeah, they work really well with you. It's like dance. You learn the choreography and then you go for it, and hopefully it works on the day. But it still amazes me. I go, I'm the kid who can't catch a soccer ball, even though you're not supposed to catch a soccer ball.
Not
Are
supposed
you?
to do that.
That's good then. Excellent.
So you're Spartacus in that, and you're in Spartacus playing Gaius Glauber, and then you're
Glauber.
also in Xena as well, and
A long time ago.
a long
Tina,
time ago.
yeah.
and you've been in Legend of the Seeker. You're kind of playing those sort of roles. You're fighting in all of those. And one thing I found interesting about Legend of the Seeker is you're playing essentially a Dark Lord, Dark and Royal, and he's using a lot of black magic basically to kind of fight people.
Yeah.
Was that fun or a bit freaky to do?
Look, it was great fun. I've always wanted to play a wizard. My frustration, which I thought when I got the role, I thought, it's going to be like, pew, it's going to be full Harry Potter fireball, and they never let me do it. I got to do a couple of sort of spells, and all the way through, I'm going. There was one day where I don't know, we fight and I've been killed and I have to escape or something. And I have all this stuff, and I've got to go through and open this door and go through it, and then I have to shut the door again. And it was basically just props and timing, and I was going, I can't do this. And they went, look, guys, I'm a magic guy. Can I just go bam with the door and, magic it open and then magic it shut? And I go, just tie a bit of string to it, and, we can just pull it. It'll be really quick. It'll save us time. And the producing director who was directing that went, oh, yeah, we'll do that. No, you need to open it. And I'm going, why? I have magic. I just do that. So just pull it. And they were really insistent. And then later in the series, we discover that I don't think I did have magic because I died. I got very confused by the end of the show. I wasn't quite sure whether I was playing me or someone else or whether we were in a different universe. I got very confused. But yeah, apparently I wasn't actually magic anymore. But I did work for the devil. Yeah. So I don't know.
Possessed maybe in some way.
Yeah. we were sort of like zombies, pre-Walking Dead. We were these
Pre-Walking Dead.
baneling zombies. Anyone read Good Kind here? Anyone understand? Good.
No.
So no.
Well, do you believe in that stuff? Do you believe in sort of magic and
Nah.
powers?
I believe in the magic of love and kittens and unicorns. No, I love all that stuff. It's wonderful mythology, but not really.
Yeah.
I think if
Fun to play.
yeah, unless it is like Harry Potter, where there is this whole magic world and they just make us forget all the time, that would be cool. But.
Well,
Yeah.
one of the other sort of magical characters you played was an elf, Haldir, in Lord of the Rings. And I'm sure there are some fans of Lord of the Rings out there. So I know it was a long time ago now, but...
Oh, God. Look at this.
Scares you.
You can see stubble there. They tried to make me shave like 2 times a day because they go, elves don't have dark stubble.
Oh, they're
And it was
pure
like,
skin.
I can't shave 2 days. I'll just be like bleeding all the
Yeah.
time. And I went, well, we'll just fix it with the computer wizardry afterwards. And I think they just forgot. It's these scenes and it's
Stubbly
like,
elf.
yeah, it's like Lily Savage going, hello, I'm an elf. And always, and the whenever there were sort of elves behind me, they were all these beautiful Norwegian models who were all 6'8" and had their own blonde hair, and they would be all there, sort of perfect. And I'd be standing on a box with my stubble going, fucking more Gimli than Elf. But
Slightly the black sheep of the elf family.
yeah,
huh?
it's like, I want to be tall and Norwegian. Get free healthcare.
But do you remember sort of playing an elf now, like what it was like, and do you remember any Elvish?
I remember all of it, obviously, and not a lot. I remember Michael Vannon, which is hi, how you doing, in an elfy way. There's some other ones, but I'm not going to say them because I can't actually remember. We had when we first started filming, the elves speaking English was going to be very Welsh. So it was, because the language is Michael Vannon and there's that kind of lyrical quality to it. So they came out with this idea, all right, we'll go for this, like Welsh, really. So we were all talking like this with this kind of soft, strange, non-Welshy, bad Welsh, kind of, welcome to the land of Ningalnong, where Prince Lalidom lives. So we shot it all like that, and pretty much most of the film, it's all post-dialogue because there's planes and trains going, which didn't exist in them days. So everyone pretty much revoices the scenes after. And the first film had been cut together, and we were all talking like this, and welcome to the dwelling. And then America watched it and went, no one's going to understand that. So we went from speaking like this to speaking like that, where nothing moves, and it was all very BBC. But then had to revoice. So on screen, our lips are all going, but out of them is coming this very sort of uptight English voice. So it's all kind of a strangey.
Almost dubbed kind of thing.
Yeah. So even our English was a bit elfish in the end.
So we're going to get to questions in a moment. So if you guys think of your questions, stick your hands up, and I'm going to come round to you. But I have to say, we're in England, and us Brits, we love our soaps. And I actually remember you from Shortland Street. Yes. Hey. So was that your first regular role on TV?
No, I my first thing was there was a period, and I don't know, I think every country does it, where these shows that were made for sort of young adults, and it would be adults bad, young adults cool, they solve the crime, they save the day. So that was my first telly gig, and I played Nicholas Pageant, whose father had been a famous racing driver and had been in a terrible car accident. I had this limp. I had my leg all strapped up. And I was the slightly geeky radio-controlled helicopter kid who learnt to love again and trust and save the day. But I do remember that I kept forgetting which leg had the limp on. and it was I don't know, continuity was away that day. So I would limp on different legs at different times. So it was sort of like, oh shit, this one. I don't know why I told that story. It's really boring. But and then I just haven't slept. Sorry. Kids, so. And then I did another little show. But then Shortland Street was the longest I think I've ever worked. It was 4 years of this soap. Not a soap, a nightly drama.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. but yeah, I think it played on the Midlands here for a long time. But
well, I think it's still playing now, isn't it? In New Zealand.
It's still going like 25 years later. My friend, very good friend Michael Galvin, was in the very first episode. Wow. And he went away for a while, but he's on the show now still. Wow. And it's like 25 years later. He's great and he loves it, and so yeah, it's
brilliant.
Going a while.
All right, so have you guys got some questions? Okay, yeah, here, okay.
It's like Oprah.
When playing in Spartacus and you're doing all the fight scenes, what was the buzz like on that?
What was the buzz of doing fight scenes? Fight scenes are, as I'm saying, I'm kind of useless at them. I've never been in a real fight in my life. But the great thing about doing one of these is you go, so I get to win? You already know that you can beat up the tough guys. And again, we had such a great stunt team with those guys. And also we were using swords, and you can really hurt people. So we worked a lot on getting it right. And it's terrifying, but you do it slowly, and you build up and you build up and you build up. But then when it comes to the take, you trust that your body knows what's going to happen. And you go for it. And it's such a rush, because in that moment you feel tough and you feel like you know what you're doing, and you feel like, I'm going to kill someone. Hopefully you don't. But one or two people, But paid him off, it was fine. So, but yeah, it was such a buzz. And the problem with it is, too, it takes a long time to shoot because you're shooting from all the different angles. So you do it with full gusto and you think you're tough and cool, and then you go home that night and the adrenaline sort of drips out of your body, and it's just like you go, oh, God. And everything hurts. And it's like, I'm an old man, I'm broken. And your wrist the next day is like, so, but cool. Such good fun.
Any more questions?
Hi, can I ask, what was your reaction to, getting told you were going to die in the Two Towers Helm's Deep battle?
What was my reaction when they told me Haldir was going to die in Two Towers? Philippa Boyens, one of the producers and writers of it, She literally, at lunch, we were having lunch, because it wasn't in the original scripts and not in the books. And Philippa came over and she said, "Oh, you got a moment? Come. She goes, Pete's thinking of killing you. How are you with that?" And it was like, "What have I done? What have I done? I'm sorry." And they were toying with the idea because they wanted a loss. You get the death of Boromir in it is Boromir, isn't it? Yes, yeah, Sean Bean. Sean Bean, he dies in everything. Does it so well. So they had that in the first film, the first book, and they in this they wanted to just basically wanted to kill an elf. They needed to. And I went, "Oh, pick me. Oh, this one, the grumpy little 5'10" one. Yeah, don't take the Norwegians. They're too pretty to die. So yeah, and it was sort of the loss of what the elves and the sacrifice of the elves to giving up immortality and all that kind of stuff. So after once the terror abated of that I'd pissed Peter off, it was fantastic. And then I sort of, I'm not good at watching stuff I've done, but I think the idea of it is fantastic. I think it's beautiful. And there is a shot of just all these bodies kind of lying around and just dead and this waste, and it's beautiful. And you've got Howard Shore music going, pulling the heartstrings out. So
it's amazing.
Yeah, it's great fun.
Okay, so we have time for one more fan question. Okay.
Hi. Which do you think has been the most challenging role that you've played?
What has been the most challenging role? This interview right now. I think the most challenging stuff probably has been theatre, which is always so much harder, and it's just a very different experience. The last play I did was called The Pillow Man, a Martin McDonagh play, which was such an amazing play, but that was, heart-wrenching really to do. But I think probably the most demanding would have been Spartacus. I wasn't as bad as the Gladiator kids who had to fight all the time, but physically that show was incredibly demanding on that aspect. So really fun to do, but yeah, at the end of it, by the time we all finished in whatever season was the last one that most of us were in, we all just wanted to die. It was like, just kill us now! Because we're so broken and beaten and tired that we just want to go and have a bath with some Epsom salts. So, yeah.
So, finally, we are at Comic-Con, and Batman vs. Superman is coming out. So we want to know, who do you think will win?
Batman vs. Superman. It's got to be Superman. Because Superman just goes bash, unless Batman cheats and brings out the kryptonite card. But that's it's just dumb. I'm really looking forward to the film, though. I'm so excited about seeing it. But when I first read it, I went, he's can move planets backwards, and he's just a rich guy with an outfit. It's like, it's not even bit by a radioactive bat. He just likes bats. It's just some crazy old rich guy. He is Trump. He's Donald Trump, isn't he? Crazy old rich guy that thinks he can run the world.
Maybe
Superman's got the lasers and the
he's got it all.
Got it all.
Well, on that note, thank you so much, Craig Parker,
My
for
absolute
joining
pleasure.
us. Thank you, everybody at home as well, and everyone in the audience. And give it up for Craig Parker.
You guys are much better than the internet people. You're so much more virtual.